Instead of spending all so much money bringing in Hulk Hogan, you know what I would spend a bit of money on? I take what, I don't know how much it costs. I think it's like $2 million, and I buy a Super Bowl ad, a 30-second Super Bowl ad, if that's possible. I don't know if you could do that for a wrestling program, but if it was possible, I'd do it. I mean, everyone would see it and do a 30-second commercial talking about the well-known talent and the new fresh face talent, and have it to, you know, just tell people about the company. You know, they do need to market their product better. I'd probably cut some people to free up money. You know, I like Eric Bischoff being there, but I have yet to see a real point for Hulk Hogan. I might change up some spots. You know, I'd make Hulk Hogan our ambassador. He'd be the guy doing the marketing. I mean, I think that would be a way better job from him than him being on TV. When he's on TV, it seems like they put him on TV just to have him there. And everything he does could have been done way better without him. But think about Hulk Hogan as an ambassador. The ambassador of TNA. When we're doing house show loops, if we just send Hulk Hogan to the town and promote the show, you know, and do like a autograph session, and hand out like TNA merchandise and memorabilia, and give out a few free DVDs, and say, you know, TNA's coming next month and we want you there, and we got some free DVDs for everybody to see what's happening, and Hulk Hogan's there. You know, people will come out. Hulk Hogan is still a big enough draw that people will still show up to the autograph signing to meet Hulk Hogan. Have him there promoting stuff. I do the same thing with guys like Kevin Nash and Sting and Ric Flair, all those veterans, those really famous guys that everybody knows. Make them ambassadors of the company. They go to different towns, promote our show. They go there like a month in advance, like at least 3-4 weeks in advance, and say, you know, TNA's coming to your town next month, and here's where we're gonna be, and you come get your tickets, and, you know, give out a couple of free T-shirts and stuff. Again, there's a lot of other stuff that I think is more important than changing the creative team, but I probably would make a few changes to the creative team too. Not necessarily saying I fire Vince Russo like everybody says. I think there's more to be done with Russo. I think what people seem to forget about Vince Russo is that he has never been the end-all be-all. He has never been in a position of Vince Russo has spoken. It's never been that. Every company that he's worked for, there's always been someone above him who has to look at what he's written and approve it. You know, you have Vince in WWE. WCW had like a committee of people. I mean, you talk about the whole, when he then putting the belt on David Arquette, that wasn't just Vince Russo's idea. He thought it up, but there was a committee of people who had to approve that. So he presented that idea to the other people who were on that committee, and they all agreed on it to do it. But then when it went bad, they all said they had nothing to do with it, and it was all Vince Russo. No, he came with the idea, but other people had to approve that idea. Everything that Vince Russo has ever put on TV, someone else above him looked at that and said, "This is good. Put this on TV." Keep that in mind. I want to end by talking about something I've heard people say, and I recently heard someone say it a little earlier today. And it's kind of a gripe I have with wrestling websites and the wrestling media, and even some wrestling fans on the internet, the IWC as a whole. and this is more so to TNA when I say this, but WWE gets some of this too. But I'm going to focus on TNA because they get this a lot more. I want to put out a challenge to everyone. Tell me something that wrestling could do that would be new, but wouldn't get called stupid. You know, everybody complains that wrestling doesn't do anything new. TNA gets bashed for not being new and original. They get bashed but everyone says they're copying the WWE. But yet when they do try new things, a lot of people crap on them. You know, they do things like the World X Cup. While a lot of people like it, you know, you got a lot of other people who shit on it. You know, they do Ultimate X. People say, oh, it's just a freaking acrobat show. It's not wrestling. The new King of the Mountain. They say, oh, well, why you changing up a ladder match? You know, why you hanging a belt instead of taking it down? Why you changing ladder matches? You know, 6-sided ring. Everyone complains that they're changing the ring. Why you change the 4-sided ring? The 4-sided ring is tradition, and why are you changing it? But if they don't do anything new, you say they need to do something new and original, and not be like the WWE. Everyone complains that you need to be different. You know, they use the 6-sided ring. Everyone bitched. They invented new matches like King of the Mountain. Everyone bitched. But if they did a normal ladder match, everyone would complain about them not doing anything new. So that's just a gripe I have. No wrong gripe, you know. You do something different. Everyone says that you're trying to change wrestling history, and you know wrestling's really easy and it's been done the same way for decades, and you shouldn't try to change it, and it's stupid if you do anything different. But if they don't, everybody complains, say, oh, you need to stop reliving the past. Don't be like the 80s and 90s and be original. So based on the complaints everyone says, I put together the list of criteria. So these are the complaints. Now again, this isn't my criteria. This is the criteria that everyone brings up when they complain. So I'm going to present it to you, and my challenge to anyone who can see this video, anyone anywhere, to come up with an idea that fits the criteria. I want you to think of one idea that TNA could do that would fit the following criteria. Number 1, it's fresh and new. Something wrestling hasn't done. It's not rehashing an old gimmick. It's not some copy that has been done a bunch of times. Don't give me some faction, because everyone will say it's NWO or that you're copying WWE. Don't bring in old ECW guys or an Invasion, because it'll all get called copies. So number 1, fresh and new, something that hasn't been done. Number 3, something that is not like anything that WWE is doing. So you can't call it a copy, say that they're copying WWE when they do it. Okay. Number 3, something people aren't going to call stupid. And since you can't judge the opinion of everyone, just tell me something. It has to be something that you personally, you specifically, wouldn't say is stupid. Number 4, has to be something that will actually draw in new viewers. You know, TNA needs to get their ratings up. Everybody talks about it. Something you say, let's say their highest rating ever has been 1.5. So let's say 2.0. Something you think will get them a consistent 2.0, like 2.0 on a weekly basis. Am I leaving anything out? No, I think that's it. So one more time. It's something fresh and new that hasn't been done in wrestling. Isn't a copy of something that WWE was doing. Wasn't something that was done in the 80s or 90s, so you can't bring that out. Something that you don't think is stupid, and something that will actually draw viewers. That you believe will draw viewers. Alright? So the first 2 are based on in fact, the number 3 and 4 are mainly opinion. Your opinion isn't stupid. Your opinion, it'll draw new viewers. Second one isn't a copy of a WWE, and it's fresh and new. So, putting that challenge out there to the IWC and anyone who happens to hear this video. Post a response. Make a video if you like to. I would really like to hear your opinions. I personally believe that there isn't anything new that wrestling could do, because if you do anything different, everyone's gonna say you're being stupid or you're copying someone else. So it's my challenge to all of you. That's it for this vid. I've been talking for 20 straight minutes. Thank you and goodbye.